Hey, this is the Herc. I want to talk about the State of the Nation address, which should have been Save Our Souls address. I would like to read something from the New York, from the London Times, a quote of the week, which states that in an interesting view of the affirmative action, South Africa is the only country in the world where affirmative action is in favor of the majority who has complete political control. The fact that the political majority requires affirmative action to protect themselves against 9% of minority groups is a testament to the complete failure on their part to build their own wealth, making structures such that their only solution is to take from others. The final word recently coined to describe South Africa's current political situation is ineptocracy, a system of government where the least capable to lead are elected by the least capable to produce, and where the members of society least likely to sustain themselves or succeed are rewarded with goods and services paid for by confiscating wealth of a diminishing number of producers. Having watched this SONA debacle with the EFF jumping up and down, throwing water bottles at people, they get paid 100,000 Rand a month to disrupt the Parliament of South Africa. What is really sad is that people are voting for these idiots. Germany, Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, Merkel was there the other day, and she stated that Germany would invest in South Africa on condition that the situation in the country was stable. Given the fact that the EFF demonstrated exactly why nobody wants to invest in South Africa, Anglo-American, after 100 years in South Africa, have finally given up corrupting politicians and a number of other things and have pulled out. Anglo Gold shut their doors last week after 100 years in South Africa. That means this is going to be a cascade system now. These people are connected to every international conglomerate the world knows. They pulled out. In China today, people are realizing that socialist communism or communism in themselves is not viable, because even in the Orwell book, The Animal Farm, there are some more equal than others. If you look at the politicians in South Africa, the ruling class are extremely rich, while close to 30 to 50% of the population is unemployed. Your entire municipality system is collapsed due to corruption. Your electrical system is on the verge of complete collapse. Nobody's going to invest in a country where they cannot run their businesses, cannot run their factories, cannot run their infrastructure if it's completely collapsing all the time. And when confronted, the politicians are confronted, they become arrogant and aggressive and start calling you racist names. That's no way to invest in a country. I am led to believe that there are other political parties forming now in coalitions to go against the ANC and get rid of the EFF. They have contacted me and explained to me what they're trying to do. I will give you more further updates on what I see of this political party, and hopefully they will see the light and realize that corruption does not pay. We cannot have the same of what we've had so many times before, over and over. With the health department or the health system in South Africa collapsing, it's far better than most African countries still. If the coronavirus lands up in Zimbabwe, I can guarantee you mass death. Don't believe the misinformation on how this goes away or how it's created or what's going on. Nobody really knows. But it has caused over 50,000 deaths in China, and there's almost 1.5 million people that are affected. And it's spreading. Almost every country in the world has one case, at least. There's 13 cases in the United States now. But we've put measures in place where it's being contained. But there's always a possibility. The South African government doesn't care. If they cared, they would supply medical equipment, medicines, supplies to all the hospitals. They don't have them anymore. It's all been corrupted, stolen. Ramaphosa tried to cover up what Zuma did. But unless they put Zuma in jail where they should have put him and seize his assets, like they did in Angola to the last leader and his daughter, and here again, and look at Angola, the leader of Angola lasted 35 years, and they raped that country, stole everything they could at the demise of the people. And that's exactly what's happening now in South Africa. Ramaphosa went to Europe to get help for investments, only to find that he's bringing back the same colonialists that you all complain about, that stole your land and your thing. But he's going back to the same colonialists for help to rebuild the country that was built. It didn't need to be rebuilt. It needed to be rebuilt up, not down. And that's where it is right now, in a mess. Stop blaming white people. Look at your leaders. You talk about affirmative action, and affirmative action is selective apartheid. You cannot blame white people after 25 years, and all the children that are in their 35s down have no responsibilities for apartheid. None. They didn't know what was going on. None of us did. So stop blaming the white people and look at your leaders. Your country's a mess because the ANC is incompetent, useless, corrupt, and criminals. If you like my channel, please support. Hit the like button and share. I will be back tomorrow with another one on the SARS virus, on the coronavirus and the SARS virus, and more information. Sorry about that. I'm out of here. Take care.